Once again, good evening. Welcome to this fabulous Excellence Awards night. We have this panel discussion, and we would like to talk about tolerance, coexistence, women empowerment, which is the theme of this whole panel. All heard about Albert Einstein, the man of the century, Time magazine called him. Very high IQ. But I think in order to succeed in life, you don't just need IQ, but you need something which Daniel Goleman, that's I have heard of from him through all his books. He talks about emotional intelligence. And under emotional intelligence, you've got things like empathy. What is empathy? Empathy is like when you start understanding the feelings and you start sharing the feelings of others. That's what it is. We've got here a person who actually exemplifies, portrays this, actually that's your career probably, and does it very well, Dr. Taylor Elizabeth. So, Dr. Elizabeth, can you introduce yourself a little bit and tell us about what you do? And how do you expect this audience to actually understand this very great concept called emotional intelligence?
Hi, can you all hear me? Yeah, you can hear me? Fantastic. Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to be
Closer.
Thank you for the opportunity to be here with such amazing speakers and such wonderful, strong women, which is wonderful to see as well. Yes, so emotional intelligence. What I do is I'm an emotional intelligence and etiquette coach. And by etiquette, whenever I see etiquette, people think table manners. It's actually not just the table manners. I do is basically learning the skills and the way in which to present yourself so that you are the best version and most successful version of yourself through your mindset, your behavior, your communications, and your image. This is what I coach. I work with executives to schools, so kind of the wide range within society. So how is emotional intelligence relevant? Well, I guess we'll start with your first quote about failure, okay? So failure is usually a very significant point in everyone's life, is they have something that happens to them. And they either decide to stay in the failure or to stop at the failure, or they decide to lean into it and to grow. And usually the quotient there, the intelligence there, is the emotional intelligence. That's what that part is. And as an emotional intelligence coach, I actually firmly don't believe in failure. The only failure that exists is if you decide to not lean into that, if you decide not to grow, because this is actually where most of our creativity, our definitely resilience, and our growth and our ability to succeed comes from, is in those moments of challenge and in failure. So if you're not uncomfortable, and if you're not feeling that need for growth, then you're probably not at a point where you're challenging yourself enough, or you're not leaning into that enough. So that's one part of emotional intelligence. How it's applicable for everyone else is really learning about self. It's actually very inward. The process of emotional intelligence is in 5 points. The first is self-awareness, which is the hardest point. It's learning about self, not just inside, but also how your behavior, your emotions, your interactions with others are affecting others, and then how that comes back and affects you. The second is the empathy, which we actually starts emotional regulation, and then empathy, which we talked about quite a bit. And then our motivations, and then the skills. So the skills are social, life skills, skills to basically elevate ourselves and to present ourselves, again, mindset, emotionally, as well as the way in which we communicate, the way in which we behave, and the way in which we present ourselves in image. So it's actually very important. About 90% of successful people, successful entrepreneurs, successful CEOs, people successful in life, they have high emotional intelligence. They have something called a growth mindset. So you'll hear these terms thrown around social media and everywhere else all the time about open mindset, closed mindset, growth mindset, emotional intelligence. Basically, emotional intelligence is leaning into self, learning on what's going on within you, because every relationship, which is all life is about, all professional life, all personal life, every relationship you build always starts with yourself. So knowing yourself first makes sure that you can be successful, that you can continue and grow to be empowered, that you can lift other people up, that you can grow your communities, that you can create communities of tolerance and awareness and success. It all starts with ourselves, and in order to do that, we need to develop our emotional intelligence.
Thank you very much. Can I have the closing thoughts? Peaceful coexistence, tolerance. Because, UAE stands for that, tolerance.
Yes. So thank you for this. So as an emotional intelligence coach, as an etiquette coach, and someone that works in 22 different countries, that has traveled to 68 different countries, and could not say more about Dubai being everybody coming together. And that's one reason why I love it. One of my ethos is that when I meet someone, I meet them where they are, not where I think they should be, or where I think any bias I may have thinks they should be. I meet them where they are, the other human being to the other human being. And I believe that this is the fundamental starting point for coexistence, for tolerance, for love, for creating strong, multinational, diverse communities that grow together and that are successful. It really starts with the way in which we approach every person, that we meet them to see them who they are, the human being in front of us, because there is always so much more that connects us that would ever be diversive or divisive between us.
Thank you.
With that, we'd also like to call on stage Mr. Paras. If we could please have you on stage, please. Giving a token of appreciation to our wonderful panelists here. And the awardees already, of course, did win awards as well. So congratulations to our awardees once again. And for our participants of the panel discussion, congratulations to you. And thank you so very much for your inspirational words again. Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir.